All right, welcome to Jack Dodson's Racing Insider News this week. We got a special guest here.
We got a special guest who we're going to add onto our show here. We're going to call it.
I forgot it already.
Oh, Pit Road Roundup with Adam Wellbrook. So he's going to be with us.
You call him Walbrock.
I call him Wellbrook. That's his name, Wellbrook.
Call me WALTRIP at this point.
No, I ain't gonna call you Walter.
You should have said, well, a few minutes ago, you said, I'm Brad WALTRIP. You would have not even known.
Oh man.
All right, well, let's thank our marketing partners here. Our new guy, S&N Communications. Got to thank them guys for coming on board and becoming part of the program here. The Stars Tour. Are they official, or we just promoting the?
Well, it was really basically because we had Boo on the show last week.
Okay.
But,
So
yeah, but I understand they're 2 weeks behind now on getting that track ready. And so.
And the show's this weekend?
No, it's in July, but I mean, they're not sure how that's going to fall out.
All right. Fast Eddie's Barbecue. If you want some.
Well, wait a minute. This is Tuesday night.
Oh, you're supposed to be here, wasn't
Yeah, he's supposed to be bringing us pizza. I mean, barbecue tonight. I got the pizza.
Yeah, we're gonna trade him.
Yeah. Okay.
Fast Eddie's Barbecue's got his own barbecue sauce if you like the good Carolina vinegary style sauce. And I got to think Papa John's. If you order online, use your code for Dotson25 and get 25% off. Oops. Mayhem Company. Robert Skinnell Performance, man. He's in a good mood this week, I'm sure.
Oh yeah, he was in a good mood the other night when we were down there talking to him, and then he goes out and wins the race. I mean, you know.
I will say I got to give him the move of the race with the lap car, put him 3 wide, getting into one. I was down. I was like, oh, damn, where the hell did he come from? Made it exciting.
Well, we're still waiting on that Walter kid to get a win in that division. So,
How much time you got?
Right. I think Mean Dean's Automotive with Grier and Associates. I think those guys have been with us for a couple of years. Thanks, Dean. Gator Graphics. Sammy's done some graphic work, some sign stuff, and we appreciate Sammy for doing all that. Southampton Motor Speedway. Got to thank Pepsi, Mountain Dew. Have you given any more drinks yet, Jack? Or are they still slacking?
I'm still slacking right now because I hadn't seen them.
Mosquito Joe's. Got to thank Mr. Joe. Talk about ignoring somebody. Yeah. You with Brad Waltrip was like with me with him.
Well, I mean, I never saw him.
Well, no, you don't know you didn't saw him.
Just that's true.
It's like look the banquets night. Robert. He like says hi to me like 5 or 6 times. Hey Scott, how you doing? I'm like, I don't know who he is. Hey man, how you doing? He probably don't walk him. Well, his wife comes to me. She's like, hey, we'd like to be part of the show. I'm like, okay. I still don't know who he is. So I tell Jack, and I was like, oh, I'll get with Jack later, and we'll come over and see you. He's like, yeah, that's him right there. I'm like, oh, that's the guy that's been trying to talk to me all night. And I'm just like, yeah, whatever. Okay. Like, I don't know who you, I was telling Jack, I'm like, I don't know who that guy is, but he's like said hi to me like 5 times tonight.
It's like when you forget someone's name and they say, hey, it's fun. You know?
Oh, that's every day for me. Right. Hell, before we go on the show, I'm like, who's that? What's his name, Jack?
Yeah, he couldn't even.
Well, I was calling Adam Allen earlier. I'm like, is it Allen? No, that doesn't sound right.
Thanks for the pizza, Scott. Adam, Aaron says thanks for the pizza.
Oh, you're welcome. Anytime. I see a slice was missing. WALTRIP Pressure Washing Solutions. Thank those guys for coming.
Power washing solutions.
Yeah. Power wash, pressure wash. You want your house wash, whatever. I mean, I'm sure you do bubble baths too, or
every now and then.
Turn 2 Synthetics. If you need some Amsoil here at your local track, you bring some to the track.
Yeah, when people will text me, they'll say, "Hey, I need a case of 10W30 or like the Bandos, they take 4T." Stratton. If people let me know like 3 days in advance, I can bring it to the track and I can stock it and Venmo, pay cash, whatever. So I can bring it right to the track every Saturday if they need it.
So you heard it from the horse's mouth. Safety Clean, Performance Plus Motor Oil. Jack loves us, like our best sponsor.
Yeah, right. It's almost like that turn 2 synthetics. Ain't got none of that either. So.
Langley Speedway.
Huh? Don't you have a Tesla?
Me?
Yeah.
I ain't got no Tesla.
Is that your Tesla? Don't you own a shop and your state inspection's out?
Yeah, that's right. It's like 3 months out.
He ain't got a state inspection sticker on it?
No.
It's got one on it. It's just got a 3 on
Well,
it.
don't you do my inspections? How you can't get one on your
It's like you always do yours last, right? You're like, I'm like, yeah, I got to do it, and then you got to leave, and you're like, I'll do it tomorrow. Langley Speedway. Got to thank Bill and Chuck, Terry, and everybody here from Langley Speedway. Bondurst Brothers Distillery. MPM Marketing. Tanya McAllister. Black Acid Racing Apparel. If you need one shirt, 1,000 shirts, or a custom race suit. If you want a local speed company, t-shirt company, hit our buddy up, Tim Brown, Slinger Speed Company. Appreciate the official t-shirt guy, Langley Speedway.
That's exactly right.
Factory Canopies, Fluid Logic, and what is it? Airlocks. You run
hopefully next week we're going to have Austin McCurdy, and Todd Davis to try.
Oh, wow.
So we'll see how that works out. We've had them like that before, and they didn't, but never mind. Go ahead.
Do you run a hose on your helmet?
No, but I really want to start doing that. Like this past week, I did an ice vest.
Mm-hmm.
You put ice packets inside the vest and all. But I want to start doing a hose helmet.
So they sell us, they're $89.99, I think it is, but it's a quick disconnect, so you can hook your hose, and they have the pieces for like the stylo, all the different helmets. So it's magnetized. All you do is get it close, and it'll just clip together.
Oh, that's cool.
So you can just leave the hose and just pull it off.
That's a good idea.
Yeah, and then they have a little blower too if you want to blow it. It blows pretty good air. I mean, that thing's pretty. You want when it blows air also. VA 811, call before you dig. Obviously, Papa John's Pizza, GAC, Great American Company. And with that, well, we got the news, Jack.
Yeah, I'm going to go through the news before we get to the Langley Speedway stuff with Adam. All right, the Cup winner this past weekend, Kyle Larson. I think in the Xfinity Series, SVG, Shane Van Gisbergen, I think he's the real thing.
Oh, for sure.
Because he's done 2 in a row. This is his 3rd win since he's came over here. I mean, he's on a hot streak. In the ARCA West race, William Sawalich got the win. At Hickory, in the Jack Ingram 111, Cade Brown got the win. Down at Sobo, late model race number 1, Mike Stallings got the win. Late model race number 2, Peyton Sellers got the win. At Bowman Gray, the modified, the Brandon Ward got the win. Kingsport, Cody Kelly got the win in the late models at Kingsport. At SNRP, and I don't know what the deal is here. In the late model number 1, TJ DeClaire won race number 1. Race number 2 was Dylan Newsom, and their track champion for this year is Ryan Joyner. Their season ended this past weekend.
Already?
No, I mean their regular racing season ended this past weekend with their regular racing stuff. I did not know that. I questioned it. They ain't heard nothing back from it. Southern National. I mean, they still got some big races coming up, but they don't have any of the regular.
Well, they haven't run like every week since COVID, I don't think. Or maybe even before.
At Wake County, Carson Hayslip got win in both late model races down there. Dominion, Tommy Jackson Jr. got the win in the modified up there this weekend.
No, it's not his first modified race, though.
It's not his first modified, but his first win.
Yeah, sat on the pole and won the race.
Yeah. In the Virginia Racer up there, Connor Little Weedy.
Seaweed.
And Mike Gano got race number 2. All right, here with the pit stop roundup or pit road roundup with Adam Wellbrock. He's gonna talk to us a little bit what's going on down at Langley Speedway. Well, here at Langley Speedway. So tell us what your what went on this weekend with you?
Man, everybody behaved this weekend. They were good. We didn't have any, you
No.
know, everybody was minded their P's and Q's. And I mean, we had some great racing this weekend up across the board, really. Karts, pretty straightforward. Ryan Hudgens won that. What was after that? The late models. Connor Hall was in town. We'll hear from him.
Everybody was running for second.
Right.
Yeah.
Real tough for a second there. The second one got a little interesting, but we'll get to that. Grand Stocks, Tim Wilson got the win. Those guys put on a show, man. Wilson and Lubno and Aker.
Man, I seen one time Aker was down here, was like completely sideways in 1 and 2.
Yep.
Like they were going by a lap car, and he was. I mean, I was like, oh! I thought he was going to lose it, but he hung in there and kept getting digging.
Those guys, car control is insane.
Aaron, we do appreciate it. Thank you very much for your graphics design department. We appreciate that. So we don't want to stop.
Don't want to piss her
We're
off.
not going to piss that off because we need to keep going with that. All right, go ahead. Sorry.
What was next? Enduros? Those guys, let me tell you.
That was
That
wow.
was wow. That's probably the race of the night. Lap traffic, I mean, pill draw always sets up interesting races, and then they were battling to the last lap. Off won that one. Want to shout out to Wendell White. He was leading late. Who else was leading late? A couple other guys.
Yeah, it was a couple guys down there.
Yeah, it was some late passes there at the end for the win. there.
Yeah, a couple guys had some good runs. They might get one. Wendell might get one this year. So that was good. Virginia Racers, Aiden back in victory lane.
Well,
And I mean, what a move there on the front stretch, going by a lap car. And I think that was the move of the race. I don't think if he does that, I don't know if he gets by Derek.
I think Jacob had him covered, yeah. And then, yeah, use the lap car as a pick. We were holding on to our breath there for a second.
I
I didn't think they were gonna come out.
Neither did I. I was like, oh,
Saw him go in there, and I thought, oh boy, here we go. But he,
that whatever car it was, I'm not going to call the number or anything out, but it got used 2 or 3 times for picks in that race. So
a few of them did, I think.
yeah,
yeah.
I ain't saying a word.
On the run.
What else did we see? Oh, we forgot trucks. Chris McAvoy got the win.
Yeah,
Yeah, that was an exciting race there at the end too.
Yeah. A couple of those guys are going to win this year. Carter. Can't wait to see Alicia back. Hope she comes back.
Well, I hadn't heard those.
She was involved in a wreck a couple weeks ago.
Oh, then still got the truck back.
Yeah, I think they were on the truck. As far as I know. But I'm sure
I
she
mean,
will.
Honda had a good run going there.
I talked with the grandfather Saturday night, and so we'll discuss this later after we get off the show. But,
Good for Chris, man. He's had some tough luck this year. Those
Mhm.
guys couldn't even finish a race to start off the season, but they've had top 5 speed. They got it done. And yeah, Connor won the second late model race.
and that was a good race there, you know, at the end.
Yeah, Cole made it interesting.
Yeah,
He gave it his all.
Was anybody shocked that the caution wasn't thrown out for that? I'm sure we'll hear Connor's side of it. I mean, I think everybody was waiting.
hey,
Staring at the Shane Snyder.
we were all up here doing the same thing except one person.
I mean, I don't know who Connor made mad, but it's just like they took his shocks. They gave him the restart at the end. I mean,
Yeah, he had a bunch of pre-race stuff I heard about.
oh really?
Yeah, he was back there for a long time.
Because I almost said on the broadcast, I said Connor's not out here yet, and he comes in like the last car in line. Said something about right side weight, I think.
They're trying to make it as hard as they can over here.
Him and somebody else were late.
It ain't working.
He'll have something to say about it, I'm sure.
I'm sure. And then we got to give a shout out to Cody Bryant, his crew chief, the janitor.
Yeah,
I understand his nickname is the janitor now. So if you see Colby Vance, just call him the janitor. So I want everybody to go to Colby and call him the janitor. we understand that the janitor's working on the car. Kind of an inside joke.
Well, he cleaned up their act this week.
Yeah, I mean, he was fast in practice.
Yeah.
And then what qualified outside? Did he qualify?
Second, I think.
yeah.
I think he did qualify on the outside pole.
Fastest qualifier.
I was like, hey, man, what'd you do to your car?
they've had some tough luck this year too. I remember one race they dropped like a rock.
Yeah.
But you know, I mean, they're doing everything in the world to
Well,
try
it's
to
because the janitor picked his.
Well, but I'm talking about for Connor Hall. they've done everything they could do to slow him down.
Nothing works.
And I don't see that working right now. I mean, I think this is like, I don't know how many times they took his shocks.
They're gonna have to reach into their bag of tricks and pull something out.
So I
But
mean,
part of the rear snout, not the whole snout, but a couple pieces on the back.
you know what? But it's funny is he comes back out and he seems to be faster after they do all that. So, I mean, what good are we doing here? So anyway, all right, let's get these guys on here. We'll get them. Let's talk with them real quick. Joining us now,
Mr. Langley.
Mr. Langley, Connor Hall, and Mr. Nelson. How you doing?
Oh my, how you doing?
We're doing
Great.
great. How's everything down your way, Mr. Nelson? Everything? I see you were on the road today, so
Yeah, I got home just a few minutes ago.
good. Glad you made it back safe and sound. Now, you got this kid driving for you in the 22 car on the Cars tour.
Yeah,
Down here at Langley, they keep messing with him. So, well,
been there before.
How'd you get by with getting a win in the Cars tour and they didn't mess with you?
He didn't bring his own car.
Yeah, he didn't bring that car, but they took my nut and bolts.
I did like the comment at the end. He didn't even need the blue car to do it. I thought that was a pretty good comment.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, it's a little different competition now.
Well,
I told them, I said they need to give me another $1,000 for what they tore up.
How long have you been involved in racing, Barry? I mean, you've been around for a long time. I know.
Well, I don't know how long.
I've been seeing that place on 220 for years.
I guess we've been doing it 10, 12 years, somewhere in that range.
Yeah.
And we, I guess, we won Martinsville in 17, and we ran a couple years before that. So, I mean, I've had pretty good success. Had a little dry spell there.
Yeah. But your dry spell's over now. You got Connor Hall behind the wheel. I mean, that
Well,
he ends a lot of dry spells.
yeah. Well, yeah.
All right, let's keep Connor. Connor, are you there? Can you hear us? No.
I mean, you got your mic or
You got me.
you got
now?
some. Yeah.
I was
Alright.
trying to polite and have my,
It's not a race car, so I guess you're having a hard time figuring it out.
yeah.
Gas pedals on the right.
Yeah, brake left, no bumping.
Well, look, I know somebody didn't know where the gas pedal is one night. He's sitting up here with us. So he didn't know where the gas pedal was either. So,
It happens.
Connor, got your shocks back. Everything was good this week. I know you're happy about that, but what in the world is going on, man? It just looks like they're having fun with you.
I wouldn't say that. I think that, there's obviously, they're trying to set I don't want to know if you want to call it a good example or set precedents of, I guess what, that they're going to start upping the tech, with the late models at Langley. And it was definitely a little bit different. I didn't expect to have no shocks going home on the front of it, but like I said, everything turned out good. I'm no shock builder, but I had my shock guy on FaceTime and I was pulling them apart, and he's like, "You're good. You have nothing to worry about. Just go home and get some rest and wait for Tuesday, I guess." But I don't know. I mean, I can't fault them. I mean, I know they're probably getting an earful from competitors, and I don't know how to put it other than I'm trying to say.
Do other drivers complain about you winning a lot?
Excuse me?
Do other drivers complain about you winning a lot? I mean, I can't see anybody complaining. I'm joking. It's a joke. It's not. I'm not serious.
I don't know. I don't know if I'm well versed enough to answer that question.
Or doesn't want to.
That's the best bet. Barry, how did you and Connor hook up and get this going for your Cars tour cars?
Well, I would probably had it if I'd been prepared a year earlier. He'd been in it a year earlier. It's just I had to get my stuff straight. I mean, Matthew came on board. I hired a guy from out of California to come help me, didn't ever work on a late model, but he worked on straight rails out there and was successful out there. But it was a challenge. It was. But we finally got our stuff about straightened out where it was competitive, and it was time to partner up, I guess is what you'd say.
It's been very beneficial for you to have a guy like Connor Hall to come drive for you because given he is very successful at what he does, and coming to drive for you, that's got to be a benefit for you.
Oh yeah, it is, and hopefully it's a showcase Connor's talents. We've had, I've got several guys that's going on for what we're doing, and racing in cup and Xfinity and truck. So hopefully, the goal. I'm always kind of like a small baseball coach. I'm trying to get them to the next levels, and that's that's the deal. I don't. It's how do I need to say? It's not about me. I don't want it to be about me. I want it, about my crew chief and my driver, and I'd like to get both of them, or make them successful, to move along.
Mm-hmm.
So is it hard for you to keep racing in being you're not right in the hub of Charlotte. You're up at right outside of Martinsville on 220. Is it hard to keep up with everything? I mean, is it a hard thing to do for you to do racing from there?
Well, I've got friends, but the Wood brothers did it for years.
Right.
And
Yeah.
of course, none of them went to Charlotte, but still, sometimes it's you don't have people walking in your door all the time. We can work on stuff, and I don't have to show anybody or tell anybody what I'm doing. So
Mm-hmm.
sometimes that's nice. I mean, Connor works out in Hampton, not in Charlotte or wherever, but
Right.
um, I think to tell you the truth, I think it's an advantage. If I can get the right personnel. Now
Right.
that's kind of the key is getting the personnel.
Well, that's kind of what I was thinking. It's in that particular area. Can you get the personnel that you need from there?
Well, put it this way. I'm, everybody gets tired of me saying this. I'm an old baseball coach. Usually, I can train them up or get them, coach them up to what you need to be. And it's, I guess that's kind of my MO.
Yeah.
I like to make people better. And, Connor, my end goal with Connor is to see him racing. I'd like to have him at least one more year. I think it's, I know we've had some success this year, but next year I think will be really good if it all works out. But it's just blending crew chief and driver and equipment. I think we could be really competitive next year, and we will this year. But it takes a little bit of time. It just don't happen overnight.
That's
Yeah,
right. That's right.
it does. I was just going to ask you, is this going to run a little longer? So are we trying to make sure Connor's in the car for next year yet?
Well, that's kind of a hopes, unless somebody knocks on his door and, yeah, that's okay. I'd be tickled to death with that. I'm always, even employees, if they come to me, I'm going to go somewhere else. I got a job offered here, and we sit down and discuss it. As long as it's moving up, I have
Mhm.
no issues, but not laterally or going backwards.
Yeah.
I've got issues. So I like to promote people. I mean, that's kind of my deal.
So as long as if it's a truck ride, Xfinity ride, he's got the go ahead, the green
Yeah.
light. Not no.
Yeah.
Go ahead,
I mean,
Scott.
I hope I think I can offer him the next best alternative.
Connor, what's this like? We had kind of spoke about it, and you like this is kind of your dream to be able to go drive for somebody else.
Yeah, so there's just so many different like facets to it. You have what it's like simply just as far as like my responsibility standpoint. Like I would be lying if I didn't say that it is nice just to like be able to solely focus on being a race car driver rather than like, oh, yeah, I gotta go get this clipped. I have to go swap this motor. I have to, build this or build that. That's obviously nice. And I joke every time, like I get out of the car and there's like something wrong with it. Like after Langley, it looked like a 3-legged dog, and I was just like, oh my gosh, like I'm so sorry. And then they just all kind of look at me and they're like, look, like as long as it's for winning, we're good with it. And it's just a little different. Like when I want to go, and I just say like use this term like I guess loosely, like if I want to go blast the nose off my car and knock the fenders off of it, I'm cool with it because I know that I'm the guy that's going to have put in the time to like hang the new nose and whatnot. I guess what I'm saying is like when I'm driving for Mr. Nelson, I'm not racing for exactly just myself, and I'm not with the blue car either because I have a lot of help there. But like at the end of the day, it's Connor Hall Racing, and it's my name on the hood or on the roof too. Where when with Mr. Nelson's program, the only thing that is me is the sitting at the wheel portion. So I'm racing for a lot more than myself. So if I go and race like cost myself a win or drive like an idiot, like when we got put to the back at Tri County for like the most minimal contact with Quapple, like I felt so bad. I felt like I ruined, I didn't just ruin like my season. Like I felt like I ruined like everyone's season. And I just feel every decision has so much more weight to it because there's so much like it. It's so hard. Like if you walk up and put $25 on black or red yourself and you lose it, you're like, oh, wow, I just burned $25. But if someone hands you 1,000 and they're like, go choose black or red, and then you lose it, then, obviously you're going to feel even more guilty because you lost and it's not your money you're losing.
Right.
Yeah.
So I'm driving somebody else's race car with somebody else's sponsors with, just all these other people's time and effort. And it's just, my job to try to maximize the reward I can give back to them. And I said it in my interview with Matt Weaver after Langley. The only way I can truly do that is by attempting to win. And
That's what I want you to do.
and I just,
Right.
I do think we all can agree on our side. And like we say it all the time in our competition meetings, like we still have a pretty long way to go. Frankly, I believe we're still in a building process, and I'm not ashamed of that. I'm not embarrassed of it. I think if anything, I'm very proud of that because if we're all already winning and contending for wins, and we believe we're still at a 7.5 or 8 out of 10, if we can figure out those next couple steps, I think that's going to be very good for our future together.
So what was it like being able to deliver the win to Barry the other week here at Langley and be part of like probably one of the greatest Cars Tour races? Even Dale Jr. posted about it. I mean, that's got to be a pretty big deal. I didn't know who the hell was going to win there at the end.
Yeah, I thought we were winning. With 10 to go, I thought I had a pretty good lead.
Well, even the white flag, right? Did you get the white flag and then the caution came out?
Yeah, so it was such an emotional roller coaster. We were leading with 10. We got to the lead with like roughly, I'd say 20 to go or whatnot, and we were like 2/10 faster than the field. So I was like, okay, like I did my job. We're in position to win. Like I just need these laps to click by. And then we have a 10 to go caution. And then I survived that. And I'm like, all right, like I stretched it back. I got my little buffer, like I'm good to go, just count the laps down again. And I saw the white flag, and I remember I started counting with 4 to go. And I was like, okay, like I'm not the smartest guy in the book, but I can definitely count down from 4. So, and then I saw the white flag, and I was like, thank goodness this thing's going to be over. And then going into 3, I see smoke, like tire smoke, and the yellow comes out. And I was like, I came to the radio, and I was like, it's over, right? Like, there's no way we're going to line all of us back up and try again. And they're like, it's not over. We're going to have a green light checkered. And I guess in the most Nelson Motorsports fashion, I said,
Fuzzy pickles.
Fuzzy pickle. Is what yeah. So after a couple fuzzy pickles, I got back in the game face, and then obviously y'all know the rest. That was pretty darn wild. So even as even as a Connor Hall fan myself, I joke that you're not a true race fan if you weren't happy with that finish, because
Oh yeah.
whether you were on the winning or the losing foot, like it was really intense. And I know as a race fan, it had to be a heck of a show.
Oh, I mean, it was crazy. I mean, it had to be just fun being a part of it too. And I mean, obviously, it's a little cherry on top to be able to carry the trophy at the end, and it was close. Now, I got to ask about the end of it. You got out of the car, man, and the whole stands booed you, right?
Yeah.
Are you playing that? I mean, hey, look, at least they're talking about you. It's when they're quiet you should worry, right? If they're booing you or if they're cheering for you.
Yeah. So I don't know. I've always tried to kind of like remain on the more like soft spoken, like respectful side, but I remember I pulled into victory lane, and I remember I was pretty wound up, like emotionally. Like I was really happy. I looked over, like, I'm not trying to throw her under the bus because she can probably hear me, but like I saw my girlfriend, had tears coming out of her eyes. Like it was a pretty big deal. And seeing her, obviously support me and like be that, have that much like heart into what I do, obviously kind of struck a nerve in me. And then I heard everybody booing. And I was like, all right, it was kind of, I don't know, it was kind of just like instant like sobriety. And I was like, all right, obviously, like, I have a job to do here. I'm gonna finally run with this ball, because it's one thing if half the place boos and half the place cheers, because I'm always like, yeah, it's just the Brendan Connor rivalry or whatnot. But for the first time, it was more like 95-5 on the boo and cheering ratio. So I pretty much ran with it, and it was what it was. I don't think Brennan and I talked about it. Heck, I was joking. Brennan was at my house this past Friday before race day. I joked if Langley Speedway had a picture of us sitting on the couch watching baseball, it probably would. But like
Hey,
we've basically just got to the point where we probably need to just make some T-shirts, kind of like, I don't know, almost like some Bowman Gray, the Myers versus Junior Miller kind of deal. But
100%.
at the same time, like I've always, and I think Brendan could say the same thing, even though don't get me wrong, like we've definitely had our run-ins, but like at the same, and I feel like we do get along like really well off the track, and then we just kind of have that respect of like, we're definitely going to go to war against each other once we put the helmet on. I think we've done a really good job at keeping it like amicable and like, show like we both understand. Like I think Bryn Queen's a very good race car driver. I would hope that he would say the same about me. And I don't think, we're not out there just like spewing venom. Like it's just the fact that we're just that ultra competitive. And, fortunately, the reason why there's a rivalry is because we're both, usually near the front, and there's no rivalry running around 9th and 12th every week. So very fortunate that that's the case. But I just think that if we ever did take it to the next level and like, promote it in a way, I just think that that's the invitation for kind of opening Pandora's box. And that's when it goes from some fun or, anything like that to maybe something of nasty nature. I mean, heck, I already get enough hate mail from the Bean Nation on my social medias. So I think I'm just going to leave it at a moderate amount rather than have to hire a secretary to get through it all.
Hey, man, I get it. I loved your emotion getting out of the car, because you're generally a fairly calm, guy. So it was really cool to see how important, and then to see Barry and the whole team, how excited they were to win. And then the booze came and you kind of embraced it. And I think that's the best thing you could have done. I would run with it. And I want to make a little plug for your t-shirts, because I heard they were cheaper than Brendan's t-shirts, right?
Yeah. I have to sell them on clearance.
Somebody told me that.
Yeah. If I sell them cheap enough, people will use them for shop rags.
Yeah. I just think sometimes maybe your dry sense of humor doesn't come off to the way, but I mean, look, I love it. I would play it up for me myself, but as long as they're hollering and making noise, I think it's great for the sport.
Yeah, I think
what?
it's good, but I don't want to. I was talking Franco. Dale Jr. texted me a little bit about it. He was like, heck of an interview, like, way to you kind of play the part, stir the pot kind of deal. But everybody knows I obviously am looking to try to race at the next level, so I don't want to do anything that a little fun's fun, but anything more, I don't want to prohibit the fact that I am trying to race at the next level and maybe hurt any chances. If someone were to try to obviously give me an opportunity, I don't want to come off as a loudmouth. So
Well, let me ask Barry a question. But then Barry, when you got Connor driving for you, you saw all that happened here at Langley and everything. I know you probably enjoyed winning the race and seeing all that happen, and you were excited about it. What was it like for you to see that his home track was kind of not 100% behind him there?
Well, I've been there with not in this series, but different places, where you have a dominant driver, and that happens. I mean, just it just happens. I mean, I was down in Langley with Kyle Busch and Denny Hamlin and Timothy one night, and I mean, they still booed Kyle. So you know what I'm saying?
It didn't hurt his chances, did it?
No. I want to say something. It made me think of it. And when Connor was talking about going to the next level and driving for somebody else, that's part of what I'm about. He said, I got to do this. And I need, but if he gets to the next level, he's got to do what we're doing. We try to duplicate, this experience that they're going to have at the next levels.
Right.
So it's good for him. It's good for him to, if he runs his own car, I mean that's great. But driving for me and running, he has an agenda and he has to, and do it, and that'll make him a better driver, a better man. And and I'm, if I can help him get to the next level, I'll be the first one to kick him out the door. Yeah.
Yeah, I think there's some truth to that. I think it probably looks better on his resume as going somewhere else opposed to just doing your own thing and your own stuff to driving for somebody else and seeing how that transpires.
Well, I've got it, not lately, but I've had a pretty good resume on doing that. So, and it's like I told Joe Gibbs one time. I said, I'm an old coach, and I don't. If he's gonna do something wrong, I'm gonna tell him he's doing something wrong, and I'm gonna coach him through it. And we had a really good relationships with the Gibbs family, going through that, and it was, hopefully I can get Connor, and Connor will get the opportunity. It's just this racing has got. How do they say it? It's not on talent, sometimes. And I really like to see Connor make it, and I like to see him do it on talent. You look at people can buy rides,
Right.
but talent, when they look at a Kyle Larson or somebody that has the talent, he's not paying for the ride,
Right.
So it's just he just needs the opportunity.
Right.
And
But you're saying he can go to that truck ride, Xfinity ride after one more year in the 22 car, right?
that's what I'm hoping. I mean, if it happens anytime, I want him to succeed.
Yeah.
And that's, I'd love for him to, he can stay with me as long as he wants to, but he's at the age, somewhere along the line, we've got to, if we're going to make it happen, we got to make it happen in the next 2 years.
Yeah. I got one more question for Connor. What did you
I'm
think?
about to hit the wash cycle according to Barry.
No, it's not that.
Connor, were you like the rest of us? Were you thinking this caution was supposed to come out with the last restart this last week?
I just told Cole he did the best job I've ever seen on a restart, and I guess I was sleeping. Other than that, I don't have any comment.
Okay.
We got back on it.
All
like
right,
I said,
we're gonna let you guys get back to what you were doing. We appreciate your time tonight.
Yeah.
Thanks a lot for
Thanks,
being with us.
Barry. Thanks, Connor.
Yeah,
And it's
thank you.
a thing to have you guys with us.
all right.
Hope we can
thanks
do
for
this
having
again from Victory Lane.
All right,
There you
let's
go.
do that. And Connor Hall, don't sit there and be a you know, don't be a stranger, because we're gonna get you on the show. Come here one time.
It's a really long commute to Langley for me, so
Yeah. So this fishing rod would probably sling this far.
yeah. Yeah, we'll I was out of town this week, but we'll definitely get up. So
All right.
I
All right, man. Well, we appreciate you guys being with us. Thanks a lot, and we'll talk to you again soon.
And good luck the
Thank
rest of
you.
the year.
Appreciate you. Bye.
Thank you.
Yeah, I mean, that's a great opportunity that Connor's got, right? I mean, to have a.
But the thing about it is, he's still in the running for another national championship too.
I mean, has anybody done that back to back?
I'm sure.
I don't know.
I thought it was. Anyway,
And he's doing that himself.
that's right. That's his team. All right, let's bring Gumby in here. Our resident Virginia racer,
Power washer,
Hal Watson,
super truck champion.
looking for
Two
help,
time.
looking for help in his business.
Yeah.
Let's bring Hunter Watson over here. All right, Hunter, no, you stay. You stay.
All right,
I'll be on the end. That way I can sit here and coach you guys.
Connor said he's
All right.
washed, so. Thanks, Connor.
All right, Hunter Waltrip, is this going to the Virginia race has been harder than you expected?
Financially, yeah. I mean, I was
Those are twice as what you thought it was going to cost.
about 3 times. I mean,
Really?
but I mean, we developed a really good sponsor package this year, and I lost a lot of sponsors, but a couple of them stayed, and they have a great understanding as far as, like, you tell a sponsor, you know, they're used to me being in victory lane, you know, every now and then 2 champions, and it's like, okay, now I'm going to go a couple laps down for a while, and I need more money.
Yeah.
That's a hard sell. It's a really hard sell, but I've got a really good team from sponsorships, and they've been very good about helping, you know, financially and stuff. And because the first year is always the hardest, the car, the motors,
Sure,
the,
yeah.
the everything, the wheels.
Once
all
you
that
kind of
stuff.
get everything,
Yeah, once you got your rhythm, like next year, it won't be as bad. So I basically did like a 2-year term contract with the sponsors,
okay, good.
and that way it helps them and it helps us. And it's just my job to get as much exposure out there as I can, you know, putting their big logos in the pit box, you know, just stuff
Mhm.
like that, and then trying to do videos and.
Have you been doing some videos for him? I mean, I would leverage your exposure that you do have.
I'm trying. I'm just trying to find, you know, like you and me talked about it a lot, like the whole
Mhm.
TikTok stuff. It's whenever I post funny videos, stuff like this, that's where the views are and stuff. But as soon as I post a video about something that I like racing or anything regarding like what I really am into, nothing. It doesn't go nowhere.
Even if you sort of mix the two, and
That's my next goal. Like I got an idea that I'm gonna do tomorrow for a video, and y'all see it. It's gonna be pretty. Basically talking about short track drivers after a race. Like one of them comes up, hey man, sorry I got loose, washed into you. You know, oh it's all good, buddy. I'll see you next time. And then it cuts to like short track fans after a race. Your boy can't drive. Your boy can't get the hell out of the way. And start cussing at each other. I mean, because I see that a lot. Like you see.
oh yeah,
You know, like I've been in situations where you get into something and you just go up and shake their hand, like I'm sorry that you know it was not intentional. I'm not a dirty driver. This, that, and the other. And everyone's, but then you got fans fighting over their favorite driver in the stands.
right.
Short track racing, bub.
No, I think it would be hilarious. I mean, I love your video. You're pretty damn funny.
I appreciate it.
But nobody cares what you think about other
Yeah,
they want to see the funny stuff.
yeah, exactly.
Well, you gave me a hard time because one time I was up here on the booth a couple years ago. Like Hunter's a much better. He's more
Comedian than he is at race car. I'll never forget that.
Wow.
Then my
He
phone
just wanted to
blew
like
up.
put that out there, didn't he?
That's great. I
All
love
right,
it.
from Scott, man.
I love it.
No, because Hunter's he likes a good. He don't care what it. He's like me. What if it's good? A good laugh in it, he's down for the.
But you know what?
Oh, yeah,
But
absolutely.
you know, you talk about he's more better as a comedian than a driver. Now, the thing about it is, I don't know what you're good at because you can't even get an inspection sticker on your car.
Hey, this is a show about Hunter right now. It's not about me.
Well, he brought it up.
Yeah, I rode by. I was like, doesn't he own a shop?
Yeah, he owns a shop, and he worked on my car. That made
I'm the inspector is the bad part. Right?
Dang.
If I just had one of my guys.
Hey,
it's
look,
like,
he worked on my car the other day, and I got a little nervous about it after it was so well. Wait a minute now. I took the car in there, and Scott went over there and handed the keys to somebody else, and Scott left.
What, you take your car to lunch?
I don't know. He didn't take my car to lunch. He went off, left for work.
I had a meeting.
And then there's this guy walks in. He's bringing his own wrenches in there and puts them on the counter to make sure Scott gets these wrenches.
But yeah, you got to meet Joe.
Yeah, and he put some money down on the table
Oh,
with
yeah.
it, and he bought me and my wife and him a drink.
Yeah.
He said, "Get a drink." Yeah. I was like, "Well, Scott's not even here. He don't even work his own business here."
He just clocks in and leaves.
I don't know if he clocks in.
So what's been the most difficult part besides financially?
I'd say learning, like right now I'm on a track bar kick. Going from trucks, we didn't have track bar. We didn't have, all the adjustments that we have in the car. So I'm just doing a lot of research on, track bar. What does that do? Entry, right side, left side, even, up, down, this side, and the, because that's kind of where I'm struggling. I don't want to just be a driver. I want to know what the car is doing, why it's doing what it's doing, and what can I do, or my crew.
I tell you, when we were in Charlotte, I was talking to Tony Erie Jr. and we got talking about track bar and how he was making a split, and how I'm like, well, how are you determine? You running it high on the left side? You running it high on the right side? Because some people run it high on the
Different
left.
ways to do it, yeah,
And
that sets up your cross, and it just.
Right.
I need to learn all that. I don't know what. I got a good base setup. Justin put a good, baseline setup on it, and he's been a lot of good help. But it's, I want to know. I don't want to just say, "Hey, it's doing this. What I need to do," and then do it, and then
Right.
that's not.
So,
me. I want to know.
can you blame Justin if you have bad rides and say, "Hey, that's his, he did it," and that's just soon to be brother-in-law.
Well,
It just can't be
the
too.
brake pad did fall off, and he did put that on when he assembled the car, but it's fine. We're not gonna talk about that.
Also, there's a question on here. Randy Egger said he wants to know who won Driver of the Week this week, and I forgot to say who it was. So, but I think everybody knows who it is. Chris McAvoy got for his first win. He's Driver of the Week this week. So, and he's going to be with us next week. So,
Okay.
Good deal.
Oh, that's
I'd
cool.
love to see that.
so he's been hard at work and getting it done.
He was fast, when we were running against him. He just had bad luck, and then one race, I think he cooked a motor, and 4 races he didn't show up. So it's rough, and I get it, but it was really cool to see a new winner in a series that I loved, so much.
Yeah, no, for sure.
So, now we got the pit road reporter here, and he ain't said a word tonight.
You guys are the showman. I'm letting you do your thing.
Popping up on Saturday, yeah, right?
Jump in whenever you want, man.
No, but Hunter, you guys found something this weekend, man. I don't know what it was. You don't have to say what it was, but I mean, it seemed like you guys are just a step higher than you were.
And that's the way, we want to do things. That's like I said, I've been doing a lot of research. I'll scale, and then I'll say, okay, well, this is set up like this. And then I do research, and I'm like, okay, well, that explains why it was doing this in the entry, because I've been struggling with my entry, and your entry sets up your center and your exit.
Mm-hmm.
So I've been working on trying to fix my entry. I've rented the track, I think, once. I don't come out here, once a week or what. I just,
Yeah, I mean,
and I don't have practice tires, which is about to change, because now it's like we're doing setups, changes on old 100-lap tires.
yeah.
And you got to spend, you got to spend money to, and it's hard, but you got to spend money to get faster, and that's what we're going to do. We're finally going in the right direction. And I'd say 90% of it's just seat time. I don't have the seat time yet. Out there qualifying by myself, qualified 7th. It was the best yet. But as soon as that green flag dropped, they freight trained my ass. I was like, what the heck? Like,
You had the right pedal pushed.
Yeah.
Okay.
yeah. So I'm used to, on the very first lap, let's take it easy, let's file in.
Yeah.
They don't play that.
Oh, they don't play that.
Because I didn't want to go into turn 1, balls to the wall, and then take out the guy in front of me and wreck the field. You know what I mean?
I
So I
struggle.
was being kind of conservative.
Yeah,
And then I look, and we're 3 wide. I was like, okay, we're not doing that again.
yeah. Now you have to on the first lap or the first corner, I mean, you got to drive it in deeper than
Then
you
think,
want to.
yeah,
About a car length or 2 car lengths deeper than you normally
and
would.
that's what it was. And then Ashley
Because
made an
you're not
inside
up to
run,
speed.
and that was it. Once Atlee made the inside run, it was just kind of it. And I just fell back to where I fell, and we just kind of coasted from there. And then also we noticed my sway bar tube, the mounts, those, one of them kind of popped out.
Ooh,
So it was sitting
you
there doing
run a
and
preload on yours?
So what?
Okay.
I just had a little bit of sway bar movement that wasn't supposed to be moving. So
Yeah. I mean, that's a big
Zach
adjustment.
Beaver says it was great racing with you.
yeah, that was fun.
Yeah, you guys raced each other for half the race there.
Really? Yeah, I think we got to a lap car and he made a run, got it,
Yeah.
and then we got it back. Yeah, there's good guys out there like Cody Bryan. I've never really talked to him before, but he's come over a couple of times like, hey man, if you need anything, let me know. And that means a lot, you know.
It
What I mean?
does.
I love that. So I like good camaraderie with guys. You know, once that helmet's on, the helmet's on, and it is what it is.
That for sure.
But we're not going out there to target nobody. You know,
So who's helping you setup wise? Are you still got the same guy, or are you
no.
leaning on?
So the guy who set up the truck a long time, Curly, Mark Sly, he's now he helped me get the 2 championships because that's what Caseman, when he passed away, he called Mark saying, hey, this kid needs help. So he helped me for 2 years. And now that I'm moved up, he's kind of,
Pushed you along.
kind of pushing me, saying, I'm going to go. He's got grandkids. He loves going fishing. So he's going to go focus on all that. And this is kind of my time to learn myself.
All right, let's get PHOENYX on here real quick and talk with her, and then we'll come back to Hunter. I guess she's on that. She's making me dizzy with that camera, what she's got going on with that camera. PHOENYX KIMBALL, come in, PHOENYX KIMBALL.
She's got the mics off.
Am I on?
Yeah.
Oh, hello.
Hello, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
All right, was it good to be back at the racetrack this week?
Yeah, I guess so.
You don't sound happy about it.
Oh, I'm gonna get in the truck.
You're gonna get the truck. You can't race
Yeah.
the truck.
All right.
All right, now tell us about the crash. I talked to your mom about it. You had a big crash. Tell me about what all happened there.
I guess there was a car stopped in the middle of 3 and 4, and they didn't throw the caution because apparently they thought the car was just gonna keep going. And then I was in 4th place, and the top 3 cars were 3 wide in front of me, so we didn't see it coming, and I just went right into the car that was stopped.
So how's your year been going other than that? I mean, other than that, how's it been going?
Not good.
Oh, okay.
I
Well,
just
that
end
was
up
good.
in wrecks every week, so.
Wow. Are you still having the dizzy stuff? I mean, are you got that worked out now?
No, yeah, I'm good.
Are you good?
Yep.
I mean, I can look at you and tell you're a little dizzy anyway, but I mean,
It's the blonde.
I guess it would be that. But I thought you'd be having a good year. You seem like you started off pretty decent.
Yeah, I start the race good. I just don't really end good.
All right, now what are you going to do about that? You going to do some practice to get that taken care of?
No, it's not that I'm like bad. It's just I end up in wrecks.
Well, you need to stay out of wrecks.
Yeah, well, I'm always in a bad position.
But have you had a wreck with Raven yet?
No.
No, she's not. She don't get close enough to you to have a wreck, right?
No.
So, what are the plans for the rest of the year? You going to just try to finish that up and then start fresh next year with doing it again, or what's your plans?
I'm just gonna stick to Wake for the rest of the year, I think, and then next year I don't know. I don't really have next year planned out.
Okay, well, you need to start worrying about next year. You got things going on. Need to worry about next year. And sitting over there helping Carson all the time ain't gonna help you none.
Well, I'm not necessarily helping him. It's my stuff to do too.
Oh, okay. All right. I'm just going to, when you have a boyfriend, it kind of takes away from your effectiveness as a driver.
No, I don't think so.
You don't think so?
No.
Now, you've been having good years, and then all of a sudden this year you get a boyfriend like Carson, and now you say you're having a bad year.
What do you say?
Well, he's an instigator.
It doesn't have anything to do with him.
Well, he won 2 races this weekend, so I know, he's doing good.
Yeah, he is. He's pretty excited about it.
I bet he's pretty excited about it. Now, if Raven beats you, that means you're gonna have to do something different, right?
Yeah, but I doubt she will. Oh my God.
You don't think she'll beat you?
No.
Sure. I always heard she was the good daughter.
I mean, if you want to say that, I don't know.
Is your mom and dad's favorite?
You keep glitching out.
Oh, okay. Do you hear what I'm saying? Is she the favorite kid of all of y'all?
No, my younger brother is.
Oh, that's right. The brother's the
Oh,
favorite.
that's right. The brother's the favorite,
Still.
and he don't do any racing,
That's
right?
No.
That's why he's the smartest.
He's the dumbest.
He's
Actually.
the dumbest.
I don't know. That's probably why he's the favorite and the smartest.
He's definitely not the smartest.
Dang.
Well,
Give him.
you talk trash about your family. I mean, they might be watching.
They don't care.
So are we going to win this coming week?
I mean, I hope so.
You
I would be surprised if I didn't, but I'm hoping so.
You gotta have it like you know you're gonna win.
Yeah. Well, I also had that this past week, but that didn't happen.
Well, I'll tell you what, I'm gonna pull for Raven to beat you this week.
Okay.
Good luck with that.
And if she beats you this week, she gets to come on the show next week and brag about it.
All right. She can do that all she wants.
Is there a big rivalry between you two? I mean, it doesn't sound like you two are worried about it.
No, I mean, she's my sister. We're not we don't have any grudges towards each other or anything.
You sure?
Yeah, I mean, we hang out all the time.
He's just pretty confident.
Okay, I was thinking there was a problem there. If she starts beating you, you might have a problem, right?
I don't know. We like to beat each other around just for fun.
Okay. Do you ever drive her car?
No, I don't. The only car I haven't raced her car. I've practiced hers maybe once.
I would say, do you try to help her?
There's not really much I can do for her.
Gosh.
Well, she doesn't practice at all. So
Okay, not much you can do for us. That means she's helpless, right?
Dang.
yeah.
Okay. When you gonna come up here and race at Langley? When will see you come up here and race at Langley again?
Never.
Well, that was the answer you're supposed to say to two people, a show that comes from Langley.
I probably won't go up there. It's too far of a drive. And it costs too much money.
And Carson ain't here.
Well,
Jack, we just gotta get him to come.
Yeah, we get Carson to come up here and run in late models up here.
no.
No?
No, I hate the drive going up there.
Well, you used to like coming to see us when you come up here.
I hated the drive up there.
Oh, well, I can't get nowhere with you then.
Nope.
All right, I'm gonna have to make a trip down to Wake County and come see you race down there again.
Okay.
Now then see, maybe they'll let me, if you win, they'll let me give you the checker flag again.
Maybe. They probably would.
I mean,
Actually, I don't even think they give you the checker flag there.
oh, it's been so long since you won one.
Yeah, it's been way too long.
Okay. All right. You got any sponsors you want to thank or anything while you're on here? Because I know you got to thank somebody.
I got a lot of people. There's a lot to name. We got Twisted Scissors,
Twisted Scissors.
Black Acid, Rush Hour Carding, Split Key, Race Ready Mobile Detailing, Barnes Auto Detailing, North Carolina Illuminations, Intimidator Tribute Car, and then DSM. And did I say Rush Hour Carding?
Yes, you did.
I think there's definitely more.
Well, who all helped you with the car besides obviously Dylan Spain?
It's just Dylan Spain right now, my parents.
Oh.
And Noah.
You need to thank your mom and dad better than that. I mean, you know, I know your dad gets out there and works hard on those cars.
He does. My mom doesn't do anything but scream. But my dad's a big help.
I'm not going to get into that conversation there. That's asking for trouble.
My mom?
Yeah, I ain't going to say nothing about her screaming all the time. So.
Oh, she definitely does.
All right, well, you get back out doing some work. I'm going to see you work on your own car, son?
Like my race car?
Yeah. Not
No.
your real car. You can't race that.
Well, I thought you said like, do you like? I don't know. I am tired.
Well, what'd you do today to be so tired?
That's
what I thought. Nothing.
I did do a lot of things actually. I went to work from 8 to.
You work?
Yeah, I do a camp at rush hour.
Oh, okay.
So I did that this morning, and then after, I'm going to a concert this weekend, so then I had to go to the mall and find the outfit for that, and then I came back to the shop, and then.
God, we don't want you to go to the concert not looking good, okay? So I hope you got you a good little outfit.
I did, surprisingly.
Okay. All right. Well, we're gonna get you back on here again sometime and talk to you. Maybe after you win a race.
Okay.
All right. Tell mom and dad and everybody I said hi.
All right.
Now, why were you in the truck? Sitting in the truck?
Because it's too noisy out here.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
Guess the birds did drive you nuts. All right. We'll talk to you later.
Okay.
Thank you.
Don't you get a new outfit every time you go to a concert?
I don't remember the last time I went to a concert. I don't. You surprisingly enough, I have like a lot of social anxiety. I don't do crowds and.
Do what?
I don't like.
You know, that's not unusual for somebody that like is funny and does videos. Outside of that, sometimes they're not. It's you would think it'd be just. Some people would think it'd be just the opposite.
Yeah, they're like, oh, you. No, there's more than 10 people. I ain't going.
Wow. But you came to the banquet. I mean, you know.
There's alcohol at the banquet. That helps.
I think there were some videos after the banquet.
Oh, dude, we rented a party bus. That's the way to go. That it was us.
I forgot about
Hayden Sheldon's team. When we all just pitched in, it was like $60 a person.
Oh,
That poor driver.
hope y'all tipped them well.
Oh, yeah. No one threw up in it. So.
Well, that was a tip.
It was great. That's definitely. I mean, no one drove. I mean, we had a good time. It was great. We do that again.
So when we going back truck racing again with Justin?
Kansas, I think.
Okay.
Now, do you always go with him generally?
If I can get off work, Like if I
Could
can,
also let you.
yeah, well, not just that, but if I can schedule it right. I mean, it's just me. You know, it's just me doing everything. This is my busy season. But I enjoy traveling with them. They, you know, they need the help. Sometimes, you know, if a lot of us can't go, they'll have to hire a NASCAR crew, and you know, you got a pit crew, and then you got like a track crew.
Right.
But no, I love traveling.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm about to get a little camper, and then just go to campgrounds and stuff. Like that's what Shelby and Justin do. They got a camper, so Terry, Brad, like the crew will sleep in the camper because they were spending so much money on hotels. Just go to the campground, you know, drink some beer after the race, and just hang out in the camp.
Well, y'all, that's right. Because I thought I seen y'all posting y'all were staying in Charlotte at a camp.
Yeah, so me and my buddy Taylor drove down there, and we stayed with them, and we would just walk from the campground to the
That's
pits.
nice, ain't it?
Oh, it was great. So I'm gonna buy a little camper and just start traveling with them, camping when we can.
Yeah, it is nice.
No, it's a lot better than a hotel.
You know,
You ain't got to worry about traffic. You just get up and go.
it all depends on who you're staying with, whether it's better than.
I thought I was getting a small camper. Like I said, I don't do crowds. Me and the dog.
Well, I only stayed with one person, and that wasn't worth a damn. I'm gonna tell you right now.
Your wife?
No. Right up there.
He got cold one night.
Let me tell you something. This dude, we were in Martinsville, and it was real cold in Martinsville.
It usually is for the cup race.
So we're sitting in there, and he has to have the air moving around inside everything.
It drowns all the other
Drowns
noise
the-
out.
Of course, it also makes it 20 degrees colder. So he decides that we're gonna go to bed. So I go in there and get in the bed, and it don't have a door on the room, so the little thing is going back and forth. The little curtain's going back and forth with the air, and I'm sitting there about to freeze. So I then climbed under every blanket, everything I can find, and put all the clothes I can find on. Everything I can get on. I'm down under the covers. And I'm texting him under the covers. Turn off the fan. Turn off the fan. Well, he didn't turn the fan on.
Meanwhile, he's wearing nothing but a white beater and a smoke.
No, he was cold too.
It was cold, but it was too cold to even get up.
To get up and turn it off, I've been there.
And
Somebody didn't fill the propane tank up before we left.
wonder who that was. Didn't fill the propane tank. But anyway,
Don't worry.
I'm sitting there all night long, cold as I've never been that cold. I was trembling cold all night long.
It was cold.
So I said about 5 or 6 o'clock. I guess it was around 6 o'clock. I decided I can't take this no more. So I get up and I go in to take a shower. I know how to turn the hot water on. So I turned the hot water on. I'm in the shower. I stayed in there a little while so I could get warm. Turned it off and come back out. He's still sleeping. I said, "Oh no, he ain't sleeping no more." And I went and got him up. You got the time to get up? Yeah. Oh, go get me a shower. So he gets up.
He took all the hot water.
No. He goes to get a shower, go get the shower, but he goes in the bedroom, his bedroom on the other side. He goes in there and he comes out and he has a heater. He has a heater. I'm freezing all night long. He comes with a heater. He said it's too cold to take a shower without a heater. So now I'm really mad, right?
Try to put it in there and let it get like 5 minutes so it can heat the bathroom up.
So now I'm really mad. So he takes the shower and I'm sitting in there and I'm steaming. He comes out. He's bringing his little heater right out the door with him. He goes and puts so I'm following him now because I'm gonna learn where this stuff is. He goes in there and he's gonna put the heater away. There's another heater in there. He's got 2 heaters in there and we didn't use none of them.
That was his backup.
I mean,
I was like,
man,
with
with
friends
friends
like
like
you, take a shower. It's cold.
with friends like you, you don't need enemies.
Oh no.
So when you talk about getting one of them little campers, don't ever invite him with you. Or don't ever get, that's not fun.
The spare bedroom didn't have a door on it. It had a curtain. My bedroom had a door on it.
But he didn't stay in the bedroom. He slept on the couch.
It was because it was too cold to get up off the couch. It was pretty chilly.
It was so cold, man. I was underneath there, and when I stuck my head out, I could see my breath.
The train too.
Oh yeah, he backs the thing up right against the railroad tracks. I don't know nothing about the railroad tracks being there.
I
But I knew there was
it's
some.
literally from here to her,
I knew there was tracks out there.
but it's down and coming.
I didn't think it was right there. So I'm laying in bed underneath all this stuff, and all of a sudden I hear a
Wee hours
train,
of the morning.
train
like 2
whistle.
o'clock.
And I swear it sounded like that train was in the room
I was
with
about
us.
to say, it got closer and closer. Scott Berkeley Park is there.
You're scared to look outside.
Watching the light coming at you.
I was too cold to look outside. I was thinking, well, if he hits me, I'm gonna get warm.
It's my problem.
But that's, yeah, it was, don't do that.
Man.
Be nice to people and stay with you.
That's funny.
No, it's not. It's not that funny.
That's pretty
You
funny.
don't go places with Scott that you better, you gotta protect yourself everywhere you go. So that's just the way it is.
Is it what's your goals for this year, honey?
I wanted a couple top tens, and if we could get a top five before the end of the year, I'd be super happy. We were playing around with the idea if I got 4 top tens before the Hampton Heat, we were probably going to enter it. Just ride around in the back and kind of learn, you know, borrow a carburetor, get some wheels. But, you know, that goes back to the earlier statement as far as financials. That's a couple grand for
Yeah.
one race. And I'd love to do it because
Just
I'm
to
not
do it,
scared. Just to say I did. Like I could fall off a roof tomorrow, and then, you know, I'm never gonna go out saying I wish I would have done that. I always do whatever I want. So it's just maybe next year. I think now we're in the learning curve.
So
Or maybe I'll surprise y'all. I have no idea.
Are you gonna look outside to try to get some setup stuff, or are you just gonna try to
Yeah, I mean,
lean on Justin? mostly?
Justin's going to be a big help, and I don't want to bother because he's got so much going on between the late models and the Craftsman truck. So I'm not,
Letting the plan.
but also I'm skeptical about getting help from people around here because everyone talks, and I don't like when we were in the trucks, we always outsourced, our carburetors, all that stuff.
Mhm.
Not if we were doing anything different. I just,
If you do the same thing everybody else is doing,
what are you
only
doing?
gonna
Yeah,
do it.
exactly. No, so we keep it quiet. So
You'd be surprised at how many people that you could just reach out to in Charlotte that's not here.
let's
And
It's like the guys
get
that
ideas.
the guys at JTG, there's a bunch of them that used to be with Danny Edwards. And I'm sure, you could reach out to them and they could help you out with some
Well,
stuff.
Edwards was running in that race, so I don't think they're going to help you with so much.
right.
But there's a lot of surprisingly, there's a lot of people, and you'd be surprised. Well, we had a conversation with one person that said he probably, well, not nobody's gonna know but him, but they used to jump the fence. They had got a key made to the tire shed at this place they used to race. They were winning a bunch of races there. They would go there, get the tire-
Southampton. I know who you're talking about.
and they would take it back, soak the tires, put them back in the tire shed, and go get them. Race morning to go pick them out. They'd have a mark to the side. So
That's funny.
That person stole the key, went and made a key,
yeah,
brought the keys back and put them back where they were at, kept the other key, and he'd go get his tires and get them all set up.
Prep them, put them down.
But he had to be the first one there the next day.
Right, or else someone will take his prep
So
time.
he'd be the
He said,
first one there.
"Stank, what the hell?"
They bring, and he did say that one guy was coming in.
Well, you would
the
think,
smell.
yeah, if you prep it, you won't smell that. Unless you prep it from the inside with an air tank.
And it was, he said, yeah, they went, stole the tires and fixed them and put them back.
I was dying. I can tell you some other stories about how some of those guys don't mind pushing the rules.
Oh man, when I was in NASCAR tech, my engine builder teacher, Craig Hibden, I think he was a builder for Penske, and then he retired and started teaching and all that. And he told me a story one time. He was there when restrictor plate first came out. They had a tent set up. You would go, the engine guy would go, once they unloaded the cars, you would have a restrictor plate, like you pick it up and you would go install it on the car. They would come through before qualifying, make sure everyone had it on. He put double-sided sandpaper on his mechanic's gloves. They were black, like 250 grit. So when
he could hone them
when
out.
he picked up the carburetor spacer, he just started honing it out and just took his time going to the car. I mean, if you water it out a little bit, that's a little,
Oh yeah.
just little stuff like that. He would, oh, dang, man. I mean, those guys out in Mooresville are just, innovatively creative. Like I met Tony Furr through Justin.
Mm,
You want to talk about someone who's smart?
yeah, he's the not car store, but the whatever series director, I forget.
I mean, the knowledge, he was just spitting off stories. I'm
Mhm.
like, it's
Some of the stuff they
crazy.
used to do.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's crazy how people's brains work, and that's why I'm intrigued by the whole setups and stuff, because I want to learn how to do it and make it work for me.
Well,
my
that's one
driving
thing that
style.
Tony was telling me. He's like, if you take the overall width and how long your bar is, you want to do this and this. I'm like, well, we got to come back to this because I want to understand it. And we never did get to finish talking
Right.
about it, but it was pretty neat. Like, well, it depends on what your tread width is. I'm like, what the hell's your tread width got to do with your roll center? Because I mean, essentially that's what the track bar does, right? It's roll center and rear. And he's like, well, if the tread width is this, you divide it by that, and you want to put it here. And I'm like, You got, get you thinking like, oh, I wonder how you could do this and what that would do.
Yeah. But yeah, that's our goal. A couple top 10s, hopefully a top 5. I think Atlee's got Rookie of the Year pretty much locked up. That was going to be a cool, goal. But we had so many problems early in the year. It's just, it is what it is.
Yeah.
So.
And that's a tough class. Like, I mean,
yeah.
if I wanted to get into, if I wanted to pick a class now, that's probably a class I wouldn't probably want to do.
Not the car count that I thought this year. I thought we were going to have like 25.
I thought around 20 is what I was thinking. What did we have last week?
15.
15? Yeah, I thought we'd have a few more.
Yeah. But,
well, who's missing? Well, no, we had a pretty good count of, I thought 18, but I thought there was going to be 20.
I'll go back and look at the first race. I know we had a lot at the first race, but here recently, I mean, there's a couple of guys getting out of it. I see them pitching their stuff for sale.
Who's that?
Like Jonathan White, I think.
Well, that's normal. He likes to buy something to maybe race once or twice, sell it, get into something else.
Brandon Marshall said there were 22
open
registered. Yeah, so I thought there was quite a few. So yeah, I'm surprised. But it looks like a fun class, right?
Dude,
it's the new big thing here.
The difference between the trucks and this limited is just the power, the lower center of gravity. I'm used to driving a top heavy truck, so my whole driving style, the car hates it. Huh? Oh no, the car hates it. Like when I try to drive it like the truck, it doesn't. Car hates it. So I'm having to learn. So a lot of what I'm doing is just watching the late models, just watching their cut, entry, tire placement, and just trying to mimic it and seeing how the car reacts. And then I got to go.
I've even seen there's a little bit of a driving style between the limiteds and the late models.
Well, we're on a narrower tire and
a different compound, right?
2 inches.
I mean, they're on stock bumps, and you guys are not. I mean, but if you watch the late models, if you go down the corner and watch the late models and watch the limiteds, there is a little bit of a two different type.
Yeah.
Line per se.
Adam goes down there and checks it out. He could let you know where
Well, what I did. So what I'm doing, like I did in the truck, I got a GoPro that mounts, behind my head, so I can watch my hands and my feet. But this last race, which would have been the perfect race to do it, because I finished the race, I went to hit record and it stopped the video. So all I got was a video of me just hitting the button. So I got nothing. But that was been a really big tool, when we were driving trucks. That's how I finessed that setup, was watching my hands and my feet, throttle versus steering angle, and where the car is in the center.
It's hard to remember that sometimes.
Yeah, exactly. I don't remember what I did, 30 minutes ago.
Yeah.
But if you watch and you take notes, and then you sit there and pull up race monitor, like, okay, that was my fastest lap. What did I do? So that's how I learned.
Oh, well, I guess that's our show for tonight. Appreciate Gumby being here with us.
Appreciate y'all having me.
Get him back out here again sometime real soon.
Running out of people to invite, I guess.
No, we're not. We're not running out of people. There's just certain people we like to have on from time to time.
I appreciate it.
And, many times you said, "No, I ain't coming. I can't make it this week."
I'm busy. I got a lot going on.
You own your own business.
Yeah,
but that's not an excuse because he owns his own business.
Yeah, but I'm the employee, the boss, everything. It's all me.
You gonna say nothing else? I'm gonna let it go with that.
Anyway, I understand.
We appreciate Hunter being with us. We appreciate the fact that we had PHOENYX KIMBALL on the show tonight. Barry Nelson and Connor Hall. That was a big deal to have them with us this week.
I was surprised he wasn't upset about the restart. I thought we'd get a couple of words out of him on that. And he's taking the fifth.
He knows how to stay out of it.
He's trying. He's trying.
But anyway, that was a big thing for us to have them on the show this week. We were supposed to have somebody else on the show, but that fell through because, well, it just
They
fell
quit.
through.
Roster changes were made.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good one. That's exactly.
So anyway, next week, Chris McAvoy is going to be with us, and hopefully Miley Smith will be here. Miley Cyrus Smith.
Miley Cyrus.
Yeah, she says it's time for Miley Cyrus to make an appearance. So we'll see what she can do. Also, possibly Cole Bruce is going to be with us next week, so we can talk to him about that.
See how he yeah.
Yeah, we can talk to him about
He almost snuck it one in there. They let it go.
If he says he doesn't remember, you remind him.
We'll get a 5-second skit. I was like, oh.
I was listening to spotters and stuff, and they were like just kind of low down. They're about to call it back, and they didn't. So that's why a lot of the cars were shuffling.
Yeah.
The spotters were like they're about to call that back.
Who
They never
who was
did.
behind Connor? He's the one who got the worst of it because he fell way back, or not say
Oh,
way
shoot,
back.
I remember. Yeah,
Was it Cole? Was it?
Was it Cody Bryant?
I think so.
Cody Bryant, I believe he fell back.
Yeah.
He
He would have had a.
or maybe not the second race. I don't remember. No, Cody was out early.
Was he?
Yeah,
You know that race?
Who the hell was second? 'Cause there was somebody who was behind him, and they really got screwed on the start.
he got contact with Greg. Remember, him and Greg got together off the two,
Mm.
so he was out.
He said Mark, I think.
Oh, it might have been. 'Cause Mark had a good car too.
Yeah.
Mark
So,
was
Anyway,
pretty good.
so hopefully we'll have those guys with us next week, and we'll do this all again. Please like and share our show, and thank
Even
for
if you don't
being with
watch it, just put it on play. We'll get a credit, right?
Yeah. And from now on, and since we're here,
Yeah.
make the announcement that from now on, we're going to have Adam with us. On
Or
Tuesday
Alan.
nights. No, it's Adam.
It
can be both.
That's what I tried to call. I was like,
We're going to have Adam with us, and he's going to do the pit road review.
That's cool.
Roundup.
Roundup. That's
Let's get it
it.
right one of these days.
I'm
yeah,
gonna
halfway through the season, maybe we'll
I'm gonna write that down so I make sure I get that right.
Big bold letters.
Somebody's ready to go. We need to go.
Pit road roundup.
Mama's ready.
That's your cheat, Jack.
Jack, will you quit talking?
Anyway, well,
Come back next week.
yeah, we'll see you next week.
If Jack can live long enough.